Hello there. So, this is a story of the blob. And the blob is this funny little organism, and it has all these different organs. It has a brain, it has a liver, it has a spleen, it has a heart, it has a digestive system. So, this blob, at one point, all the organs are working together symbiotically as a whole, just keeping the blob going good. But then one day the brain of the blob starts thinking, hey, maybe I can grow a little bit bigger than some of these other organs and really gain some power in this area. And so the blob starts plotting the scheme to kind of grow and gain some power within the community of the other organs. And so it sends down some neurons to the heart and starts stealing extra blood and extra oxygen so that it can grow a little bit. And about a week later, the brain is like twice as big, and it's feeling all happy. It's feeling all greedy, because it's so much bigger than all these other organs now. And the heart is really struggling to keep up. But then the brain's like, oh, I need some more oxygen and some more blood, so I'm just gonna send some more neurons down and just start chopping off little pieces of the heart so that I can gain that blood for my goals and my games up here in Brainland. And so this blob just starts getting all out of balance because the brain just completely gets out of harmony from the system. And the brain completely forgets that it used to be in a symbiotic relationship with these other organs. And then before you know it, the whole organism, the whole blob is out of balance. And then the brain just, on its last dying try, it's like, I need to grow more, I'm not satisfied yet. So it just sends a whole team of neurons down, and it just takes like another portion of the heart, and then the heart just collapses, and the heart stops producing blood and oxygen, and the brain just fails, and then the whole blob dies because of the brain's silly scheme to grow. And I feel like this story relates to the situation on Earth, because Western culture is kind of like the brain. It's seeing itself as a separate entity from the rest of the earth. And humans in general, humans from Western culture, we see ourselves as separate from nature, and we have this whole story of how we're going to extract from the earth. But we fail to see that we are vitally connected to the earth and every single ecosystem, every single other species on the planet. We're vitally connected to these, and if we're destroying them, then we're literally destroying ourselves. Just like the brain trying to take from the heart, it's really just killing itself. And so I feel like the key to get ourselves out of this is to realize that our culture is just enacting a story. We have this story playing in our head of how humans are separate from nature, and humans are building civilization, and we're going to conquer nature. We're going to use nature to build our technologies. But this story is crumbling as we're seeing that nature is getting completely out of balance, and all these natural disasters are happening. It's because we are connected to nature. And it's like the brain taking from the heart. It keeps taking from the heart, and it doesn't realize that it's screwing itself over. So I feel to get ourselves out of this situation, we need to realize that everything we're doing to the planet is just a story. Like, we have this whole story of money, how it buys things, and we're so consumed by this story of money that we're willing to kill people, and people are willing to starve. People make other people starve because they're like, we don't have enough of this green paper. And so I really encourage you to try and put yourself in the shoes of somebody who's starving to death because they don't have enough green paper. and just realize the insanity of people dying because of this story that our culture is playing. And I feel The Ascent of Humanity by Charles Eisenstein really articulates this story so that we can see through it that it's just one story. And what I'm so passionate about is creating a new story where we're not destroying the planet. And there's so many ways that we can create this story. I mean, it's already happening. There's so many solutions. We just really need to leave the old story behind and move into the new story. Because another thing is that in order for us to leave this old story behind, we have to kind of come to terms with it, and we have to realize the wreckage that it has done to the planet. And in order to do that, we really need to feel the pain of the planet, of Mother Earth. One of the most famous Buddhist monk teachers, Thich Nhat Hanh, says, the best thing you can do to help the planet is to feel the cries of Mother Earth. And it's really hard to do that, and to put down our barriers and really realize the wreckage that we've done to the planet through this story that we've been enacting, the story of Western culture where we see ourselves as separate from nature. So I encourage you to really let yourself feel the pain of the planet, and let yourself feel the pain inside, because once we allow ourselves to feel it, then we can let go of it, and it's very empowering to do that. But like to be in denial of that, it consumes a lot of our energy. And once we break through that, then we can really start the healing process and start enacting a new story where humans remember that we're a part of nature. And there's so many ways, permaculture, natural building, there's millions of solutions, and they're so simple, and they're so much more fulfilling than this old story. So thank you for watching, and I highly recommend The Ascent of Humanity by Charles Eisenstein. He has the whole book online for free in text and audio. Also, Spontaneous Evolution by Bruce Lipton. If you're just getting into this stuff, I recommend Ishmael by Daniel Quinn. Another great one is A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle. There's just the answers, the solutions are here. We just have to do them, and we just have to have the shift in perception to really make that the focal point of our lives, so we can stop playing this silly game of the green paper game and all these other silly games that are killing the planet and killing ourselves and making us unhappy. We don't have to do that. If there's anything I can tell you, any message I want to tell the world, is that we don't have to be doing the things we can do. We can change, and it's already happening. So things are changing. Have a wonderful day, and scoobly-doo.